Hello and welcome. I'm your host presenting for Steve Ford, one of Atlanta, Georgia's most trusted real estate investment companies. Today we are demystifying a critical tax topic. If you have been researching U.S. real estate investment as an international investor, you have almost certainly come across a term called FIRPTA. And if you are like most people, that was quickly followed by confusion or concern. In this episode, we are going to completely demystify FIRPTA. By the end, you will know exactly what it is, when it applies, how it works mechanically, and how Steve Ford manages FIRPTA compliance so you never have to navigate it alone. FIRPTA stands for the Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax Act. It is a U.S. federal law passed in 1980. Its purpose is straightforward: to ensure that when a foreign person disposes of a U.S. real property interest, meaning they sell, transfer, or otherwise exit the investment, the United States government can collect any applicable capital gains tax owed on that transaction. Before FIRPTA, a foreign investor could sell U.S. real estate, collect the profit, leave the country, and potentially never pay U.S. tax on the gain. FIRPTA was designed to close that gap by requiring a portion of the proceeds to be withheld at closing and sent directly to the IRS. Here is the most important reframe. FIRPTA is not a punishment. It is not designed to deter foreign investment. It is a tax collection mechanism. And for most investors who file their U.S. tax return properly, any over-withholding is refunded. Think of FIRPTA withholding less like a tax and more like a deposit held by the IRS until you file your return. When a foreign person sells U.S. real property, the buyer is legally required to withhold a percentage of the gross sales price, not the profit, but the total sales price, and remit it to the IRS within 20 days of closing. The standard withholding rate is 15% of the gross sales price. So if you sell a property for $1 million, $150,000 must be withheld and sent to the IRS at closing, regardless of what your actual profit was. A reduced withholding rate of 10% applies when the sales price is between $300,000 and $1 million, and the buyer intends to use the property as their primary residence. Properties sold for $300,000 or less to a buyer who will use the property as their home may qualify for a complete exemption from FIRPTA withholding. After the transaction closes, you file a U.S. tax return for that year. Your actual tax liability is calculated based on your net gain, what you actually profited, not the gross sales price. If the withholding exceeded your actual tax liability, you receive a refund from the IRS. This process is managed by your U.S. CPA. FIRPTA does not only apply to direct property sales. It can also apply to distributions from certain LLC and partnership structures known as U.S. real property holding companies, when those entities hold real property and distribute proceeds to foreign members. This is one of the most important reasons why proper entity structuring is essential for international investors before their first U.S. investment. The structure you use will affect both how FIRPTA applies and what forms are required. Your U.S. attorney and CPA guide this decision. At Steve Ford, FIRPTA compliance is handled systematically on behalf of every international investor. We maintain a FIRPTA compliance log for all international investor accounts. When any disposition event occurs, our accountant calculates the withholding obligation, our attorney reviews the calculation, and the required filings, IRS, Form 8288 and Form 8288-A, are completed and submitted within the legally required 20-day window. You receive copies of all FIRPTA documentation for your own records and your tax advisor's use. We coordinate the entire process. You do not need to manage this independently. Our strong advice: every international investor should have a U.S. CPA who specializes in international investor tax matters, especially one with experience serving internationally based investors. Steve Ford can connect you with CPAs we work with and trust. The cost of proper tax advice is insignificant compared to the consequences of getting it wrong. Legal disclaimer: the information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, investment, or tax advice. Real estate investment involves risk, including the potential loss of your invested capital. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Every investor's situation is different. We strongly encourage you to consult with a qualified U.S. real estate attorney, a certified public accountant, and your own financial advisor before making any investment decision. Steve Ford International is not a registered investment advisor or broker-dealer. Nothing in this video constitutes an offer to sell or a solicitation of an offer to buy any security or investment product. Please, before you invest in anything, anywhere, speak to a qualified attorney and accountant who understand your situation. We are here to educate and to partner with you, not to replace the professional advice you deserve. If this video was helpful, please like it, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for a new episode every week. Every episode in this series is free because we believe education is the foundation of great investment decisions. And when you're ready to have a direct conversation about your investment goals, visit us at steveford.com and schedule a free consultation with our team. The link is in the description below. We look forward to hearing from you. We will see you in the next episode.